Hello, welcome to the World of Hospitality podcast. We have with us Mr. Prateek, who is the technical director at Spanesia Kitchen and Laundry Consultants. So it's a very different industry, very big industry. They have been operating at a very large scale projects like big hotel chains, airports, and stadiums as well. It's quite fascinating to hear from him offline. I would like to hear from you more about it, Prateek, in terms of what are your large scale project, and this is very interesting to get to know how do you handle these macro projects, so to say, and how do you work out with such a big scale at a fluent execution.
First of all, hi Swapnil.
Hello.
Thank you for having us here. I think I've been here for 2 days now, and overall I've had a great time. I think even as veteran consultants, it was definitely worth a visit. First of all, so thank you so much for having us.
Welcome.
Secondly, like you said, we work on mega scale projects. That's our forte. So when you talk about mega projects, the key to a mega project is an organized design structure. So the flow that we follow for our projects is very organized. It starts from something as simple as a design questionnaire, which may be catered towards your requirement. So we understand, what kind of a project it is. For example, if it's a hotel, it's a different questionnaire. Within hotel, again, there are bifurcations. In institute, there are bifurcations. If it's a government institute, if it's a regular engineering college, if it's an IM, if it's a mega institute, again, it all depends. So our questionnaire is very specific to the client that we have. And, our questionnaire is also based on the design. So first thing that we do is we get a block plan, basic architecture, we base a questionnaire. The questionnaire is important so that our thought is aligned with your thoughts and we can marry into that relationship, because it's important that I design it in a way that you are comfortable. After that, it's an entire structural plan, basic block plan, so that you get an overview. Oh, this is what my areas are like. Then we get into a detailed design. Then we get into the detailed MEP requirements. We make 3D renders. Sometimes we cater to, when we're doing mega projects, usually the directors get involved. So they're not interested in your CAD or Revit files. So we make 3D renders to scale. So that's the entire process. And after the project is done, there's an entire handbook, which is usually a 300-400 page document, which is the Bible for your kitchen. So it starts from, your design input, your DBR, all the way to all the detailed documents and drawings. So like I said, it's an entire organized process that we follow.
Wonderful. With the way that you have been operating, it's quite encouraging for us to hear more from you. So what is the duration and the cost factor, maybe because they are large scale products. So how do you tackle that thing and how do you market? Because this is an organized sector and deals with huge money. So how do you deal with that?
So when you talk about projects of this capacity or this scale, the first thing that we do is, whenever we start off, we've received the basic drawings, we received our questionnaire. Once we receive a questionnaire, we understand, so this is what my client is thinking. This is what he's envisioning for his kitchen to be. They're very basic questions, as in, it could be preliminary from the number of people, to the few cuisines, to the number of people, packs, the size area requirements, to specific requirements, the proximity of stores, it all depends. So when we get this particular input, we are aligned with your thought, and then what we do is we prepare 2 documents. One is the basic architectural guidelines, such as the bottom of beam, the flooring, the sunk area requirements. So the architect can start his construction details. He can create the bare shell. It doesn't have to wait for my details to come in. And second thing that we do is we give the client an approximate budget with multiple headers, kitchen equipments, ancillary equipments, your faucets, your hoods, your exhaust ventilation systems, your pipelines, and your safety systems. These are the main headers. So we give them an entire budget. This is an approximate budget. Based on our final design, it could change by say plus or minus 5%. So the client gets an idea and they get back to us. Hey, listen, this is not what we're looking at spending. So their inputs could change based on that. Everyone wants the best, but at the end of the day, it's about how much you want to put in as well. So, once we get a clearer vision on that, we proceed with our design. So there's no shockers to the client when the execution comes in play.
Having such a big scale, projects, you must be requiring so many of the materials or, the procurement of the goods or also manpower.
Right.
So how do you feel that exhibitions like this, specifically World of Hospitality, helps you to do better and have a right connect with the market and then procure the right kind of equipments or manpower or maybe some of the allied technology element into it? And how do you find that this will help you to do business at a more optimized way?
So as consultants, you're always learning, you know, whether you're 20, whether you're 30 or you're 70 years old, it's an entirely change, and our industry is changing at a dynamic rate. So something that was there 10 years ago, obviously the technology's improved. We attended a combi oven show here, where they're going to be launching a newer combi, which is smaller in size, more compact, has faster cooking abilities. Then there's an oven here, which is a combi plus a speed oven. So these are technology advancements, which exhibitions like this help us see. Because in our day-to-day lives, it's very difficult sitting in our offices to review a catalog, go through it. When we're here, we get to see it firsthand. So obviously it's been a great help. Plus, these are all peers who, we get a chance to meet, because of shows like this. That's also quite important. So for me, overall, I got to see 2-3 new products in this show. So for me, that was great, and made it all the more worthwhile. So it shows like this. That's why all the consultants here from all over the country remove 2 days, 3 days to come here, understand, and like I said, we're learning. So even the fact that you have panel discussions, you have platforms where you all are having discussions, we understand things which we could have missed out. Maybe not, but like I said, it's a learning game all the way. It's a learning curve.
Yeah. Final question is
Sure.
that how do you see the change in your industry within advent of AI, and it is entering general lives at a large scale? So how is your industry getting impacted by it? Either way, is it in a positive side, or you have some challenges with it in terms of safety and security? And final words about your experience at WOH.
So talking about artificial intelligence, I think it doesn't play a key role in terms of design, because design is something which comes from a creative end. It requires a more detailed understanding of our clients.
Human touch.
Which is the human touch, and is based on our understanding. It can definitely determine a lot of factors, but when you're talking about large scale projects, it can't really understand the psyche which is behind what my client really wants, which can only happen with an understanding. But same being said, artificial intelligence in terms of operations, in terms of day-to-day shows, running the entire kitchen facility, I think it's an ever-changing industry. If you ask me 20 years ago, things were changing at maybe a 0.5x speed, every 10 years something new would come out. But now, every 2 years, something new is there.
4x
As soon as even something as, we're using, like I said, the machine which is here, there's a combi equipments, we had to select, again, it's technology based. It replaces a lot of products, but it's been same for a long time. With AI, the combi has a camera. It doesn't even need you to input what food you're putting in. It has a camera, it counts the number of pieces which you put in, and it does your job. It understands your cooking methods, starts cooking for you.
The knowledge is expanding quite heavily and fast, because as per the statistics by some of the agency, whatever knowledge scale has happened in last 90 years, more than that has happened in last 10 years, if you span it in 100 years time. So
Yeah,
it's
of
really
course.
rapidly changing industry. And thank you so much for giving your time.
Thank
It
you
was
so much,
pleasure interacting
Swapnil,
with you,
and,
and I am sure that you will have more to do with the exhibition, and you will extract more opportunities from here.
Always happy to be a part of World of Hospitality.